Each year, over 150 billion packages are shipped all over the world. Even though most of these packages arrive safely to their destinations, it's inevitable that at least a few of these boxes will get lost from time to time. To much the dismay of countless hooligans who sent their hard-earned cash to mail-order companies promising to send them hovercrafts, pet monkeys, gatling guns, and nuclear submarines. This is the story of one such hooligan, who, back in 1984, sent away for something that never arrived. Until now. This hooligan, who happens to be one of my very close friends, received a call from his mother telling him that a package had been delivered to his childhood home. Curious to learn who'd sent him something to his old address, he stopped by and picked up the box later that day. The unassuming cardboard box was shipped directly from a post office located on the island of Bermuda and stated that postage was guaranteed by the Postmaster General of the Perot Post Office. With overwhelming curiosity, my friend sliced through the packing tape that held the box together and found an envelope that was simply marked. The letter contained a personal note from the Perot Postmaster General that explained how a crate was recently discovered during a renovation of their post office. According to her letter, a tropical storm had caused extensive damage to the post office where his parcel was awaiting customs inspection. She explained that all of this took place back in the 80s, and his shipment was only discovered when the floorboards of the post office were removed, revealing a crate addressed to my friend. You can read this letter and review other documents and photos in the blog post at ghostproductions.com/blog. I also intend to discuss this letter, this postmaster, and other research I've conducted in attempts to solve the vast mystery surrounding this package in a future video. It was then that my friend got his first view of the crate mentioned in the letter, and that's when he decided to call me to help record this mysterious package. So, we're gonna open this thing. Now, this isn't my first rodeo with mysterious boxes with creepy contents. When the company you work for is called Ghost Productions, people seem to think that means we have an interest or something to do with the occult. As a devout agnostic with a very limited imagination when it comes to woo-woo spiritualism, I'm the last person you want to talk to if you believe in magic. That said, rarely does a month go by where we don't receive a phone call asking us to help document or evict ghosts from someone's haunted abode, when not explaining to callers that we aren't Ghostbusters, mostly because there's no such thing as ghosts. We're finding strange packages mailed to us or even left on our doorstep. We've received everything from Ouija boards, Necronomicons, hippie crystals, and trinkets that can only be described as some kind of gaudy Wiccan fashion accessory. So without further ado, let's get into this. Let's open this crate. The wooden crate is stamped with a logo brand that reads Wondertainment and a tagline that reads Fantastical Toys and Treasures. Affixed to the shipping label is a return address with a very similar logo that appears on the crate, though it should be noted that it reads Dr. Wondertainment. And it also includes a drawing of a top hat. Though much of the return address is unreadable due to water damage, the bottom line of the address states that it was shipped from Tonga. So let's log that as one of our first clues. 3 postage stamps with Tonga postmarks are affixed to the upper right-hand corner. The front of the crate has an insignia carved out of the wood that reads Made in Tonga. The back of the box shows significant signs of water damage. After removing 4 rusty nails keeping the lid tightly closed, the lid opens easily and is supported by 2 metal hinges. Inside, there are more signs of water damage. Centered in the crate is a circular diorama of a submarine and the words that read, Adventures of the Deep with Scuba Steve. A heavily water-stained envelope feels stiff and scratchy. Enclosed is a heavily stained typewritten letter dated September 9th, 1984. Dear Mr. In reference item number SCP-111 DragonSnails. It is with sincerest apologies that I must inform you that due to unforeseen customs issues regarding the shipment of transgenic organisms, we are unable to fulfill your order at this time, or for the foreseeable future. Though we are very proud of these little creatures that are as friendly as they are colorful, we respectfully honor the laws of your country, as well as international moratoriums on genetically modified pets. Until further notice, we are forced to cease sales of our GloFish, DragonSnails, MicroPigs, GlassAnts, and AtomicBunny product lines. Please find enclosed a full refund equivalency for your order. Please accept our apologies, as well as a complimentary copy of our newest board game that we hope will provide years and years and years of wonderful entertainment for you and your entire family. With sincere wonder, Dr. Wondertainment. The address at the bottom reads Wondertainment Inc., 111 Wondertainment Way, Wondertainmentville, Wondertainment Land, 10101. A dark plastic bag inside the envelope contains a label that appears to read, Reserve Bank of Tonga. Inside the bag are a handful of highly tarnished coins. A clear plastic bag contains a magazine ad for sea monkeys. And on the reverse side is an ad for DragonSnails and a mail order form filled out with my friend's name and address of the house where he grew up. All of these documents will be posted on the blog at ghostproductions.com. The game board is securely held in place by 4 metal posts that must be either aluminum or stainless steel, as they show no signs of rust or tarnish. Brown flakes present in the crate, initially thought to be mold, appeared to be more like burnt paper or pipe tobacco. Once the board game was removed from the crate, carvings on the inside of the crate become apparent. They read, Sometimes you'll wake up and you'll feel sad. You'll look outside and the weather is bad. You'll comb your hair and brush your teeth. You'll smell the air. You'll stress, eat a feast. You'll slip on your shirt and your shoes and your bags. You'll go through the door and you sigh and you sag. You'll keep your head down and the world will look dark, but you might bump your head and look up with a start. There's a doctor, you'll say, dressed in colors so bright, and they're standing so tall, so strong in their might, but they're soft and they're kind, and they'll take you by hand and they'll whisk you away to a much better land, filled with coasters and fire and glamour and rides, filled with ice cream and cookies and hot dogs and pies. And you'll see great performers that climb into stages, halls filled with gadgets and great masters and pages. You'll be pulled out of your usual laze. You'll shudder and twitch and you'll stand so amazed. How did I never know of this, you'll ponder. This world filled with amazement and wonder. Doctor leans down, wraps their arms around. When they open their mouth, out comes a wondrous sound. It's nowhere new, silly. It's where you are. You needed a break from the glum and subpar. In the back of your room, in the back of your head, in the pages of fantasy books in your head, the world is so cluttered with sadness and waste, and it grinds till your brain is a soft, mushy paste. So when you need it happy to get your hands clapping, when you need some presents in neon pink wrapping, you just close your eyes and you think of balloons. You think of big bubbly, kind squishy goons. When your world is down and you're needing escape, know in your head is a wonderful place. The weight of the game is rather substantial, likely due to the fact that it is constructed of wood, metal, and glass-like resin that may be acrylic or hardened polyurethane. Rounded spherical pockets are carved into the top, numbered from 0 to 25. On the bottom of the game is a written promotional flavor text that describes the plot of the board game. A photo of this will also be included on the blog. Only after completing shooting this video and reviewing the high-resolution photos did we notice that some of the letters were colored differently than the others. There are black letters, gray letters, and purple letters. We'll look into what these might spell out in future episodes as we begin researching this game and its origins. I've never been great at anagrams, so if anyone wants to take a stab at it, please do post a comment. The game, or game box, to be exact, contains a top and a bottom segment that are held together by two red-colored hardwood latches with intricately carved seahorses. The metal submarine has many dents and scratches and shows signs of some rust on its fins. There are many imperfections and inconsistencies that can be seen in the wood, giving it a very handmade feel. The acrylic lettering, on the other hand, is highly detailed, and this makes the object even more of an enigma. A detail like this requires molds and vacuum forms, and that kind of manufacturing process usually only present in factory mass-produced products. Two dark wood walnut keys keep the seahorses securely latched in place. The Eye of Providence symbol is carved into one of the keys. The Eye of Horus is carved into the other. Inspection on the back of the seahorse latches reveals some very interesting carvings. The seahorse held in place by the Eye of Horus contains a hieroglyph, and on the other is written the word beware, followed by SCP 1048. Things just got creepy. Though it would appear as though the top and the bottom should separate once the latches have been removed, there is something else locking them together. As it turns out, the lid is magnetically attached to the bottom, requiring a twist to unlock. On the back of the lid is written a message from Dr. Wondertainment, thanking players and inviting them to try other Wondertainment products. The game documentation is printed on cloth and feels like an antique treasure map. One side of the documentation provides instructions on how to play the game, and the other side describes various artifacts that players may discover while playing the game. A solid anodized magnetic pearl is used to track air supply in the game by moving it around the top of the game board. A series of special artifacts are carved into the wooden tiles that feels like giant Scrabble tiles. One artifact that caught my interest is the lost captain's log of the Mary Celeste, the ghost ship that was found crewless, sailing in the middle of the ocean in pristine condition with all of its cargo completely untouched. 2 6-sided die and 1 8-sided die are stored inside of an AutoSUS2 dive computer, beautifully carved out of walnut hardwood. In the lid of the dice case is an octopus protecting the anodized pearl that remains securely attached using several rare earth magnets embedded in the wood. Player pawns are represented by highly detailed ceramic retro diving helmets. Eight different base colors allow the game to be played by up to 8 players. 93 stamped stainless steel scoring tokens explain the heavy weight of the game. The tokens feel substantial and are quite striking to look at. The one thing I'm constantly realizing as I unpack this game is that they don't make games like this anymore. Metal, wood, acrylic, and ceramic. They look and feel much better than plastic and cardboard. This concludes the initial investigation of this mysterious package. I would like to make a second movie where I research the origins of this game and the company responsible for making it. I look forward to hearing from you. What are your thoughts on this? Does anyone else own this game or any other products made by Wondertainment? Let me know and hit the like button and subscribe to make sure you get the next episode.